Hi, me again. I wanted to say I have a prediction about our how our oil's doing. Well, I was talking with some people, and I was already coming up to this conclusion that, well, more with their help, is that inflation is nothing more than taxation. I mean, obviously, the only ones that are going to make money from this is the government because of their overspending, and when you look at how they do it with our oil is they're claiming it's to help the environment, so we're not doing our own oil anymore, we're relying on other countries to do our own oil, which to me is funny. Is how does that save the world? How? That'd be like me taking one vein, or not one vein, I have a needle in both your arms, right? One in each arm, and I claim I want to save your life, so I take one needle out of your right arm. Then I take that needle because, again, I still need that same amount of blood, so I shove it in your left arm. Okay, well, now I have two needles in your left and none in your right. I'm still taking the same amount of blood I was before out of the same body, just at a different location of where it's at. How did I actually save the planet? Or here's another analogy. Say in the future, made up future, in order to keep the population low, every year each village has to kill 100 people. But I claim I want to save lives. So we're not going to kill 100 people anymore. But behind everyone's back, or in front of it, doesn't matter, I tell the other village next to us they have to kill an additional 100 people to make up for the fact that we don't. Okay, I didn't save 100 lives. I just ended them somewhere else. We're not saving the planet, if that's what you're trying to do, taking oil from another country. Because it's still Earth. We're still fucking up Earth. If that's your whole ideology of trying to save the planet, you'd be cutting oil out of our lives, period. But you're not, because you know we still need it. But you're giving the illusion of virtue signaling that you're saving the planet by taking oil from somewhere else, but it's still the same fucking planet. So I have two predictions on what's going to end up happening in the future. One of them's way further distant. One of them's closer. My guess is, or not guess, but I predict that, obviously it's a guess, of course, duh. But anyways, I predict that comes the time with all, they'll try to make up some other deficit. When it finally comes down to it, they might, down the line, open the pipelines again and claim, oh, they were too fast. Oh, they jumped the gun. The we close the pipelines too soon, or that we don't have enough energy efficient solar powered cars. And here's why I think we're not going to actually ever go to solar powered cars. They can't make money for shit off solar powered cars. And if they can, here's how they're going to do it. Look at how they did with the oil companies, how they invested in stocks with that. They don't invest in stocks in the electric market because there's not a lot there in the electric market except for housing and obviously charging batteries. Now, in order to really invest in stock in the market with the lithium batteries and whatnot with cars, they'd have to do more with the cars and invest on how much more people are buying and how much more they're charging their cars up. Especially, they'll probably want to avoid solar power being our government, because as much as they want a virtue signal, they ain't going to make shit off of it versus how much they're going to make in petroleum oil. So I don't see them cutting oil out of our lives. I really do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't have all my information. But I do see them making an excuse for why we'll have to go back to oil and why we can't go to completely electric powered or solar powered cars, because we won't have the materials to make that many versus the amount of people we have. Or a really long-term future they're planning on doing, which would be really intelligent, and none of them might not live that long, but still be very intelligent, especially in the next 50 to 100 years, is after all the other countries we helped drain dry their oil, then pretty much almost every other country would have to rely on us for their oil, giving us a huge, massive influx in profits. because if they get to the point where they drain them dry or they even just run low and they can't drill as much, so they can't do as much as a surplus, that would make us the new number one market for oil supply. And that would be like 50 to 100 years, if not longer. But again, that would be definitely a long-term investment that they would want to help their corrupt kids like Hunter Biden and all the other kids down the line, their kids and their kids' kids, and help them be corrupt in a way that they can rely on just ourselves as oil. And I wouldn't be surprised they do that and then make an excuse for why we're on oil instead of being fully electric cars. Because you got to remember, we still need petroleum for, like, I think it's like computers and some batteries or some shit like that. So we can't ever be completely independent from oil anymore if there's something still, even not just with cars, but other things that we need oil with. So those are my two predictions. I could be wrong. I'm just making more of a guess, if anything. It's just the way everything's going. That's kind of where I'm seeing it, especially when they claim they're trying to help our economy. But they're still taking oil from a different country, paying other countries' men, other people's materials to get the oil out, to get it here, which just charges us more versus just taking it out ourselves, which would be a lot cheaper. I don't know. My two analogies just make that seem stupid to me. You can't say you're saving the planet and then just wreck the planet somewhere else and then claim, oh, well, out of sight, out of mind. If it ain't happening in our country, we're doing great. Like, you can't do that. That's stupid as shit. You're still wrecking the planet. And sorry, I know this is my second video, but I'm gonna say it now. It sounds like I'm being kind of mumbling my words a little or something. It's because of this Invisalign. The shit sucks. I should have it done in the next few months though, so looking forward to that. But anyways, have a good one, and I guess I drive safe, but that's something I use on family members that are leaving. Unless you're listening to the video and you're... Yeah, again, as you can see, I kind of just went with this video on the... I didn't... shit. Damn it, I'm losing my train of thought. I didn't prepare this video. Again, it's something I just go in the moment. I kind of more... You can't really do updates like that, but again, I just like going more in the moment. So I'm going to try my best to make these things shorter in the line, but everyone have a good day, and yeah.